That's got to be the chain on the back. That's... Nope.
Okay, I have some answers. I've taken my motor apart and discovered why the transmission locked up last time I rode this bike. Took the cover off, there's the engine, clutch. I was going to check shifter, maybe that it was bound up. This is what I'm finding. There is a bunch of debris here that the magnet is picking up. It does not appear to be ferritic. Well, yes. Sorry, it is. These look like chunks. This stuck here on the gasket. There is a large chunk of something there. Looks like part of a gear. Whoops, it's not magnetic. It may be stainless steel, but that chunk just fell down there. So there is steel bits everywhere here. Down in there, large chunks of steel. But it does have oil in it, so I think things were lubricated. Something let go though, big time. But anyway, it's an assignable cause. This isn't just a bolt that maybe backed off and something got loose. No, something let go completely in this motor. Taking the clutch pack out, took the lifter plate off. Doesn't look too bad. Clutch wear looks good, so that was in good shape. Okay, let's bust this clutch. Okay, got the clutch out. Okay, I'm continuing to dig in here. I've taken gears out. I took out the oil spinner. Still trying to figure out what I might have let go. In here is another chunk that I found. I will add that to the debris farm here. Whatever let go, it's not something in here, it's something in the rest of the engine. I have to split the cases because it's probably something inside the transmission. I started transferring the parts I've removed over to a dish over here so I don't lose anything. Need to pull this gear off, pull the Kickstarter out. I'm going to pull the oil pump off. Gears do rotate, gear pump's not jammed. Sorry, the oil pump is not jammed. This engine is still full of oil. I took it out, laid it on its side. I'm gonna have to drain the oil because obviously everything needs to come apart. And the shifter shaft here, if I pull this out, which it will come straight out, oil will go out the bottom side of the engine and make a total mess. So I'm gonna put this in an oil pan and let it drain. Okay. At this point, this is an autopsy, not a surgical repair. Well, right now I'm gonna put this in here and drain the body. There's a bunch of oil in here. See if we can get that flowing. Ooh, look at that. What a mess. Now we can pull the shift shaft out, which actually now rotates. It didn't when it was in the bike. Okay. Is there a shift shaft? Okay, here's another clue. I've been taking more and more pieces out. Here is the shift star for the transmission, which is C's, but you will notice the shift pawl, this wheel, normally sits between the lobes on the shift star. This one is right at the top of the lobe, roughly, not quite. It's just a little bit past. So that suggests that when whatever happened here happened when I shift gears. So it was in the middle. Ordinarily, this is going over the lobe to the next gear. It was shifting gears when something exploded and got stuck halfway. Ordinarily, this will rotate. It won't stop except for between the lobes. This one did. I got the shifter pawl removed there, took the bolt and the spring out. Our shift star now rotates a little bit. Sounds really crunchy. There's the shaft moving up and down there. This is the clutch shaft. So this, at least it seems to have freed up a little bit there. Okay, in our oil, there's all the debris that fell out of the engine. Another note, this is an actual Yamaha motor. I just took the bolts out here. This is the oil pump. This has a steel gear on it. The Kayo motors had a nylon gear. This one, I'm definitely gonna hold on to because it's original Yamaha metal gear. Oh boy. This is like archaeology, forensic engine analysis. Okay, I'm gonna let this drain overnight. My insulin pump is going off telling me I have low blood sugar, but I noticed when I rotated this up, if I look down in the intake manifold, there's some metal down there at the bottom. That's not good. So something got past the piston, I'm guessing, unless that's just crap that's got in there, because as I mentioned before, the air filter doesn't seem to be doing jack. So I'm gonna wrap up here. It's 9 o'clock at night. I've taken the valve, well, the cam cover off, and we see right in here, this is very mangled. Metal is mangled. Now I took the sprocket off. There's supposed to be a tab here on the sprocket. This is sheared off. So something catastrophic happened in the engine because the bolt was messed up and this is mangled. I just took the stator cover off and there's more chunks of metal in there. There's some gear teeth way back down in there, and there's a chunk of metal between the giant gear teeth. That looks dreadful. There's a giant chunk this here that was stuck on the magnet. This is that tab that was on the sprocket, the cam sprocket. Okay, there's the cam from the cam sprocket. You can see that piece separated right there. Again, that may have been a result of everything rapidly stopping. Okay, time to take the flywheel off. That's much easier than using a breaker bar. Boy, that's messy. This over in our parts dish, and now I need a puller to get that off. Next, loosening things, I have zapped off the head bolts, and I want to find out what's left of the cylinder head. While I had the engine on its side, some other giant chunks of metal have fallen out of the side of the engine case. The cylinder head is off now. That was pretty easy. That looks pretty messed up. That definitely looks messed up. Where'd the piston go? What the heck? Well, that connecting rod is certainly not perpendicular anymore. And there's two boulder chunks of, what is that, aluminum? Anyway, that doesn't look good. This is what I fished out with my fingertips, give you an idea of the size. Apparently that's what's left of the pistons, because there's nothing else in here except for junk just kind of spewing out everywhere. Kind of like a garbage disposal, I guess, at 10,000 RPM. Well, I don't think there's much point in going any further with taking this apart. I'm not gonna fix it. There's nothing to be had. This is all garbage. Cylinder here at the bottom, shattered. Big chunk gone. This is the piston that came out. It was smoking previously, otherwise it ran. That's what a piston looks like. That's what came out of the engine. That to that. Not good. Anyway, I'm sure there's lots of more metal in there inside the transmission. Everything is probably destroyed. I really don't have any good feelings about what's left over, so at this point I am going to take out every bolt out of the engine I possibly can, because hey, you can use bolts for other things. These dowel pins down here, I'm going to take those out of the side covers. You never know when you need one of those for something. There's another one over here, so these will come out. Add them to the spares inventory. Drain plug should be good. I'll take that out. Sprocket, yeah, we can reuse the sprocket. This one, the clutch actuator, if I can get that out, I will keep that. The question with a used motor becomes just how used is it? So I took the cam guide out of the motor. That's pretty worn. That's pretty extremely worn. Oh well, I guess that motor had more miles on it than I thought. Okay, that's the junk. That's the garbage. Well, those are spares. They seem to be okay. That is definitely garbage. That is so garbagey and unreliable, I would not care to try it on something else. Interesting fact here I noticed as I took things apart, the crank does rotate. Of course, the rod is bent and it can't turn 360 degrees, but there's no crunchiness or anything. It seems to rotate in the journals just fine. Still, not salvageable. Not even gonna try.